Okay, so today I'm gonna represent and show you the supreme knowledge of the land. The ones that we will be going today will be the 16th Amendment, 17th Amendment, 18th Amendment, 19th Amendment, 22nd Amendment, and the 26th Amendment. To the right, top right, we see a political cartoon of the 18th Amendment in which the United States, aka Uncle Sam, is kicking in the ground because prohibition was established. On the left, far left, we see the 26th Amendment, a political cartoon in which they're showing a poll give a voting ticket to youngsters, and they seem to be that. So I will actually show you the protections offered by the amendments, historical backgrounds as to why they were needed, the different people or groups working towards the amendment, and the obstacles faced in passing the amendment, the time it took to ratify, and the overall impact of this amendment. So the 16th Amendment allows Congress the right to tax on income from whatever source derived. The only way for government to get its money currently was through taxing goods. Once it was enacted to relieve the cost of the Civil War, and many attempts were made since then. Since at the Civil War there was like 500 million debt, and they needed some way of relieving that. They taxed the citizens of the United States. So in 1909, the amendment was approved by the Senate, and in 1913, 42 states have ratified it. Many political figures worked towards the amendment, since before no one really wanted the amendment. I mean, the rich didn't want it, the poor and the middle class didn't want it. Mainly, the aim in the beginning was for the rich to be paying the tax, since I mean they had more money and they were being charged at a 5% rate. Anyone between 500 and 10,000 will charge 1% rate of their income, and the rich, which were above 10,000, will charge 5%. So with this amendment passed, it gave more power and control to the government, and as well as more money. So now the 17th Amendment designates the election process rather than employment for senators. Okay, so in the right we see what I'm calling the Millionaires Club, since you basically saw that mostly the wealthy were the ones in charge of the decisions made by Congress, since they hold most of the money, they probably bought senators, and so on. This amendment was passed on May 13, 1912. It was ratified in April 8, 1913, and many political people worked towards getting this amendment because they didn't want the Senate to be corrupted by these millionaires. And it was kind of difficult since most of them were really connected to the Millionaires Club, so the votes were difficult to get. And then, well, the impact of this was the states and then the people were able to choose the senators instead of the millionaires, the monopolists, as the penny picks. The 18th Amendment prohibits manufacturing, selling, or distribution of alcoholic beverages. This amendment was repealed at a later time. It took effect in 1919, and overall it took 1 year after its ratification. Most of the people who wanted this amendment were corporate people, wives, and those who knew drunk and abusive characters. Most states had some form of prohibition, so passing this amendment wasn't that difficult. Chaos ensued as soon as it was passed, and things went really bad. This amendment allowed women to vote, the 19th Amendment, and it basically said that the based on the gender, they can't be denied the right to vote. It was ratified in August 18, 1920, and took many years to get looked at by the government. Mainly, women were the leaders of and backers of this amendment, such as Susan B. Anthony and all those other great women. Many difficulties passed. Many difficulties were seen while passing this amendment, since women were thought of as house dwellers that should have no ties to their life, with all the social mumbo jumbo, which women should take care of the young and no other things than just being at home, was in place. And today, since this amendment was passed, many women expressed their freedom avidly. Even the year after its ratification, when elections came by, more than 8 million women placed their votes. So now the 22nd Amendment. It puts the limit on the number of terms a president may serve, allowing only 2 terms. In the right, we see no good man is good 3 times. These are some of the burdens that were represented during the attempted ratification of the 22nd Amendment. Many Americans knew that having a president for more than 2 terms was bad for the country, just as FDR served 4 terms, having the World War II and Great Depression as a motive. Passing by Congress happened in 1947 and ratification happened in 1951. And one of the things that this impacts society today is, that means Trump can only run for 2 more terms. That's the best outlook for it. The 26th Amendment lowered the voting age to 18. It mainly started around World War II and made all its way up back again in the Vietnam War. Mainly, people such as the youth stated this next quote: old enough to fight, old enough to vote. That was basically the whole reason of why. Since men and women, well mostly men, were allowed and were drafted for the war as young as 18, and the voting didn't come around till 21, they saw that this was unjust. They were old enough to fight for their country, but not old enough to take positions in it. This was quickly ratified in March 1971 and took effect quickly again. Today that means that adolescents can vote and make their voices be heard.